blew him. Hey guys, how's it going? Star Wars Story here. I'm in the middle of a Call of Duty game. This is really fucking crazy. I'm surrounded by people. Shit. Happy Friday, folks. I just died. Unbelievable. How are you all doing? An hour before your shift ends, Jax. That sucks, my friend. But you can catch up, can't you? You can catch up. I'm in the middle of a Call of Duty Rebirth game, and so far we are. What position we are? We are 6th. But I thought I'd give people some time to catch up. After all, I want as many of the subscribers to be in sync as we can. But how are you guys doing? You guys having a good Friday? It is crazy on Rebirth Island. I'm coming now. I'm landing on you now. So yeah, guys, I'm trying to multitask. I'm trying to live stream this and finish a game of Call of Duty, which I'm very, very bad at, I must say. Respawn is no longer back. Heyo, Devrin, good to see you. And Handsome Jack, heyo. Guys, I'm in the middle of a Rebirth Island game, and then we can get started with the Phantom Menace. There's only 12 players left. But there you go. How are you all doing? Shredhead is Shredhead is good at COD. You should play with him. Yeah, he's I heard he touches kids though. That's the no. Shred. Yeah, I'm actually. Oh, no, that's an in joke, guys. He's a much better player than I am. Ah, look, my dead body on Call of Duty. Good. I should stream this to you guys. I should, but there's no time. Maybe next time. Right, where are they? Are they above? Are they on the roof? I think they're on the roof. It's a looped video on the stream. Sorry, I'm sort of speaking to the people on the Xbox now. It should be a looped video of a guy moving super slow. Getting sniped. Don't worry, my faithful subscribers. We are 4th. We're 3rd. Pop a munition box. Position. I am utterly screwed. I've been I've been down by precision. This is some right BS. Hey, we got a nice turnout today. Got there's a chap on YouTube called Ellis Field who is saying, "Hey guys, unpopular opinion, but I honestly believe the sequels are levels above the original trilogy." Fair point, Ellis. That's your opinion, man. Good game, guys. We came 3rd. Unbelievable. Right, and I had no kills. So there's that. Right. Yep, that's it. I'm off. Yep, it's getting very controversial in the chat. But anyway, I'm off the Xbox now. I bloody lost. It's your guys' fault. I could have held off. I could have done this live stream about at 1:15 or something and focused. But for once in my life, I'd like to get this done on time. Right. Perhaps we should. Yeah. So at 1:15 we'll officially begin the Phantom Menace. So I'm just loading up my Disney Plus. Even though I'm already in possession of the hard copies. I've got the DVDs, the Blu-rays. I once had the VHS of the Phantom Menace as well, and that had the puppet Yoda. In fact, I think the DVD had the puppet Yoda as well. You know what? We've got quite a nice turnout tonight on the old live stream. Usually it's the same collection of social outcasts, but no, we've got quite a flavourful community. Um, let's see. Ellisfield says, "Hey guys, a popular opinion, but he thinks the sequel trilogy is better than the original." And Handsome Jack says, "I can see why that opinion is very unpopular." Ellisfield says, "Thanks, Jack. This is why I have no friends." And Jake the Protagon says, "Thank God you have no friends." Oh my God, this this chat this like why are we so toxic? Why are we so toxic? Look, if Ellis Field wants to like the sequels more than the original trilogies, that's him. Good for him. I fully support Ellis Field. Okay, he has every right to like the sequels without being shat on. Okay, if he has like if it brings him some warmth, something the other films failed to do, then good for him, man. Don't let them get you down, Ellis. Don't let them sway you. Ah, the Phantom Menace. Good, 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 good. So what I'm gonna do is I'll give you guys like a countdown when we start, and and that way we'll be in sync. Sorry, QWP. I don't know what that means. Yeah, Ellis is in utter shock at Jake's language. Balor of Mandalores, but see ya, Ellis. We are not kicking Ellis. He's Let's see. Anyway, as I said, I have to shoot now on my way to a children's school in America. Lol. Oh dear. Right. Let's. I'm sure Ellis didn't. Um, I'm sure Ellis should have chose his words a bit more carefully. But there you go. Oh, this chat is. Yeah, this chat's getting very intense. But how we all doing? Crimson Mall, good to see you, my friend. Crimson Mall, by the way, is the chap who created the thumbnail for the watch party. So thank you, Crimson, for your artistic skills. Um, Speaking of which, Crimson has said something to me privately in Discord. Um, to answer your question, yeah, I couldn't get your high. But basically, Crimson made a high quality version of the thumbnail, but it was too large for my streaming software. So all I did, Crimson, is I took a screenshot of it, and that solved the problem because it's technically lesser. Um, anyway, Dan Heald says, "I'll subscribe if you show your face." I don't show my face. I haven't really got a face. Um, I haven't got a showable face. I've got a face that scares children. Um, he's yeah, but I what I am planning to do, Mr. Heald, is down the line. I'm going to I'm getting this thing done called live rigging, and what that does is it plasters a person's face with an avatar of their own design, and I'm hopefully my channel icon will be brought to life. Equally, I do possess a cheap Darth Vader mask, which I had when I was a kid. I think I got it back in 2005. I could always saw it in half, and then half my face is mine, half it's Vader, and that would match my my channel icon. But hey ho. Right, so yeah, what we'll do is in about 6 minutes we will officially begin. So, like I say, guys, get your DVDs out, your Blu-rays, um, or your Disney Plus. Disney Plus would probably be uh, the most sort of the most up to date version of it of the Phantom Menace. Now, actually, here's a fun fact. If you look at my thumbnail for this watch party, the two characters that have featured on it are Episode One Anakin, Annie, and Qui-Gon Jinn from the Clone Wars microseries scene where it's like It's like Yoda's having like a dream slash vision from Qui-Gon from Beyond the Grave, and it features the Phantom Menace characters, right? But one mistake that the microseries did, which I have corrected, and Crimson Mold's also corrected for the thumbnail, is they got the color of Qui-Gon's eyes wrong. I appreciate that some things are a stylistic choice. Like for instance, most of the comments I see about Qui-Gon in the microseries is that his face is like 80% nose, but still, it's a stylistic choice. But his eyes are brown in the microseries, and that just isn't correct. Liam Neeson's eyes are blue, so I fixed that, and so did Crimson. Cool, cools. Um, but there you go. So yes, Handsome Jack is correct. The Blu-ray is the best way to watch what I'm going to watch. Basically, it's what is going on? Gamerboy91 YouTube or YT, if it's not YouTube, says something like LHHHHXZ. I don't know. That's some code. I don't know if you're trying to. So Dan Heald asks, do I like the character Salacious B. Crumb from Jabba's Palace? Yes. I'm sure you guys know this. Most Star Wars fans do. Salacious B. Crumb is the weird, like, lizard monkey thing in Jabba's Palace. That goes like, how's it go? It goes like, ah! Or something like that. Let's see. Speaking, Handsome Jack. I love the name Handsome Jack. I actually thought a few weeks ago Handsome Jack was my friend Jack because my friend Jack is handsome. But it turns out no, they are not one and the same. Handsome Jack says, speaking of the microseries, he's got a 6-inch figure of Grievous in the color style. Well, you know what, Handsome Jack? I also have 6 inches. Anyway. Oh, sorry. There's nothing more to add to that sentence. Please don't cancel me. I'm so sorry. Uh, that's cool. I love Grievous from the microseries because I think it's primarily based on the Ralph McQuarrie concept art for Revenge of the Sith, and I would give anything for that as a figure. But then that leads to the question: if one of you kind, crazy subscribers want to send me some merch, you're more than welcome to. The question is, if any of you wants to send me Microseries Grievous as an action figure, and you've got it in a box, the question is, do I open it? Or do I keep it in its box? Because I probably would never sell it. And obviously, keeping something in the box retains its value, but there's something cool about having it out in the open on display on like a windowsill or something. So, let's see. Devrin Hassan says, this heat wave is really making his heart hurt. Probably due to dehydration. Need to drink more water to stay hydrated. Well, hey, you should always be hydrated. Everyone should drink water. That's just, yes, guys, drink water. Your brain and liver will thank you. But yeah, in about less than 2 minutes' time, we're going to begin. We are going to begin our journey of the microseries, the Phantom Menace. The Phantom Menace. You know, it'll be cool. It'll be nice. My friends were all was saying, "Come on, Call of Duty, come on." You know, they all just leave your don't subscribe tonight. You don't need don't stream tonight. You don't need to. But no, I want to do this every Friday, and I did give you guys warning in the week, and I want to be a man of my word. I don't want to say sorry, guys, something's come up. No, I want to help. I want to create my digital self. You know what I'm going to do actually in the chat. Sorry, in the chat on YouTube. I'm going to I'm going to send and save my Discord, and you should join the Discord, guys. We have, we talk about Star Wars fan edits. Um, it's nice, and if you're one of the people who have financially supported the microseries canon edit that I'm working on, you get to join the exclusive lounge where you see sneak peeks every Wednesday. of what we've changed, or what we're planning to change. Yeah, Handsome Jack, agree. So when I watch this, I'm going to watch it with a headset because I don't want to get flagged for music copyright. Let's see. uh, right, let's sorry, I'm sorry. Right, let's right, guys. Are we all ready to watch the micro series? Sorry, the episode one, or do you guys need a few more minutes to assemble your things? What's the plan? What are we doing? Could you guys leave some comments? What are we doing? Are we ready to go, or are we, or should we wait an hour or half an hour? What are we doing? Handsome Jack is ready. He's handsome and he's ready as ever. Handsome as ever. Jack, why are you called Handsome Jack? Like, do you believe you're handsome, or have you just been told you're handsome? Handsome. Um, Yep, we've got two people ready. Uh, what about you, Crimson? What about you, Devon? Ah, Crimson's ready. Excellent, excellent. Sorry, Devon, I've only just seen your message. Yes, I would have told you otherwise, but yes. Just a name, fair enough. So your first name's Handsome and your last name's Jack. That makes sense. Fair enough. Jack is your surname. I think we're all ready, guys. Okay, so if you will click on Disney Plus, I've currently got it paused at 0.00 seconds. So, ready? Edward the Great Writer. Have we seen you before, Edward? Hello there, Alexis Bovin. How are you doing? Right, guys, if you've just joined us, we are going to begin watching The Phantom Menace on Disney Plus. But if you've got a Blu-ray or disc, we're going to start. I'll tell you what, guys. We'll do it at 20 past because we've got some newcomers. In 3 minutes' time, we're officially going to go. So you should all have your screens ready on pause just before the 20th Century Fox fanfare. Um, so I will let you guys get assembled because it would be a real pain to, for people to do some catch up. But what I'll also do throughout this live stream is I will now and then, uh, check in where we are scene wise, just to give you guys some leeway. By the way, guys, if you've got a pen and paper handy, there's these guys. You can YouTube this first of all, but there's these professional comedians called Riff Tracks, and what they've done for many years is they do a comedy audio commentary, which you can purchase and download. And what you can do is you can actually sync it up to movies, and it's like they're watching a film with you. But they are like the funniest people ever, and they've done like episodes 1 through 9. And the holiday special. It's so funny. It's all scripted, but it's all done very nicely. They are a funny bunch. Now, where is it? You know what I'd like? Before we start, I'm gonna sponsor myself. I'm gonna put the Clone Wars micro series canon edits pa- Patreon link, whatever you call it, the where people can donate to. I'm gonna put a link to that because I need help. I need let's see. So yeah, we've got a Clone Wars canon edition, and I've made trailers and a playlist for it, and it's a very expensive endeavor because it's a lot of color correction, new characters, voice actors, you name it. It's crazy. So yeah, what we're gonna do is we've got people can donate to it and have their names on the end credit and get a weekly update. Right, it's 20 past. Are we ready? I think so. And as Heald has said, there's always a bigger fish. So yeah, if you want to donate to the GoFundMe, let's get going. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Jake, I don't know if Gamer Boy was talking to someone else when he said that, or I don't know. Dun 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 dun. It is so weird to see Lucasfilm as a silvery grey thing now instead of the gold green whatever. And here we are, Star Wars. Oh man, I'm getting nostalgic already. Dun 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 shun dun dun hun shun dun hun dun dun shun. Turmoil has engulfed the Galactic Republic. Now this is exactly what children really want to see. You know, the taxation of trade routes to outlining star system. That is exactly how you tick the boxes of a children's demographic. Hoping to resolve the matter with a blockade of deadly battleships, the greedy Trade Federation have stopped shipping. See, this is what children want to know about. Like, I guess in a way, things like Congress, Amazon packages. Like, this is what children want to know. Are more interested in than the space battles. I'm going to say something really depressing. Um, in theory, you could start the Phantom Menace from when they're escaping Naboo. Skip all this, and it would still make a ton of sense. So, yeah. Now, I don't know if it's just my TV or what, but like the writing goes orange, which it never used to. Unless my TV isn't calibrated. No, it's meant to be just yellow, right? Look at this blockade. It's so cool. Now, this is, yes, of course. This guy, the guy who voices Newt Gunray is also the guy who voices Kai-Adi-Mundi. So that's a fun fact for you. Now, a lot of people have wondered why does the blockade only cover one section of the planet and instead of orbiting the entirety of the planet? But I think it has everything to do with hyperspace. A lot of people think you can enter and exit hyperspace anywhere in the galaxy, but actually there are very specific hyperspace coordinates. So if you imagine you're on a road and you want to join a motorway or freeway, whatever you call it, you can't just enter from anywhere. There are specific routes you have to go through, and it's the same with hyperspace. So the blockades are only facing. There you go. There's the line. The blockade, if I'm no, if I'm remembering this correctly, they're only facing where people would exit hyperspace or wish to enter it. So they're guarding an invisible gate of sorts. I keep getting this is so stupid. My friend my friend's inviting me uh to Xbox constantly because he's trying to put me off. Brilliant. This guy speaking to Newt Gunray. He's called Rune Haku, and what it's funny in Attack of the Clones. I think his prosthetics are slightly changed, and his voice actor is. Well, essentially, he's a completely different character in Attack of the Clones, and I think he's credited as a different character. But according to Wikipedia, it's him. Either that, or they got someone else in, and then at the last minute they changed him in the credits to Rune Haku. I can't remember, but yeah. So there's some fun trivia there. And here he is, the man behind everything. By the way, if my narration uh, if my narration doesn't sort of sync up with what you're doing, I think there is like roughly a 10 to 15 or 30-second delay between what I say and when my stream receives it. So yeah, to answer your question, Dan Heald, hyperspace can only be entered and exited at certain parts of space. Like, that's the sciencey answer of it. So it's like an invisible road of sorts, like a gravitational invisible road. Um, and that's what they're blocking. Now, it might, like if I had a time machine and I could, sort of manipulate George Lucas, if I'm back in the 90s and and I can change anything about the Phantom Menace, you know what I would change? TC40, the protocol droid, I would change that to C3PO. I would rather this droid here be C3PO because it's kind of like a fun origin story for him that he used to be like on the side of the villains. And it could be funny that in the prequels he keeps forever, swapping hands, keeps changing masters until eventually he ends up under Princess Leia. What's going on down there? I want droidicus here at once. That's where we're at the moment. And now watch. I will tell you when it cuts. Ready? Watch. Doors are closing. Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon. That's where we're at. That is where we are. If you want to get synced up. Now, now look. You know what's funny when I compare this. Um, when I compare this to the original trilogy, one thing I do appreciate about this, even though I've kind of made jokes saying that you could skip a lot of this film and it still makes a lot of sense. One thing I like about the opening of the Phantom Menace is the difference between it and A New Hope. A New Hope starts with a small ship, escaping a federal galactic, empire massive freighter, right? But here it starts off really calm and like, these negotiations. So this is like the calm before the storm. Um, and it just shows how the times have changed by the time we get to the original trilogy. Now look at this. This force run um, that they've just done, that's changed. Um, in the original one, it's like, I don't know, they've changed the effect. Like the lightsabers, yeah, you have to watch it. I think Hello Greedo does a really good side by side comparison of some of the last minute changes made to the Blu-rays, and one of them is the Force Run appearance. It looks sort of more of a blur. I can't really explain it. Hello there, Sound Tech. How's Crimson says my volume's down. How's my volume now, Crimson? Is that better? Could you give me a confirmation? King5942 says, for the Clone Wars microseries canon edition, like Ahsoka, are you going to add Maul too? I may add Maul as a quick sort of, uh, you know how like in each Clone Wars episode you see different planets go like, as the Clone Wars continue, and you see like a montage. I might add Maul in the montage, but that's it. Crimson, how's my... No, good, good, good. Beware, Viceroy. The Federation has gone too far this time. Um, Yeah, if I'm ever quoting someone, I'm saying it at the same time as the character is, just again, so you guys are in sync. Um, it's funny, the droids here and the clones in Attack of the Clones have a very simplistic color scheme to denote rank. Oh, I gotta say this. You see the waterfalls here? They're not digital. They are made from grains of sand or salt. Sorry, or sugar. It's some powder that they pour. It's just the attention to detail. It's that's the thing. A lot of the people, um, most fans, including myself when I was younger, assume everything, all the elaborate shots here are CGI. And I think the main reason why is because there's probably some CGI in like every scene, right? But a lot of these are sets and models, and You know what I mean? Like a lot of them are practical sets, and it's hard to differentiate because the difference between this and the original trilogy is it's just so clean. And the reason it's clean is because obviously it takes place in the younger days. Uh, so, like for instance, a lot of this would be CGI, but at the same time, a lot of these, I believe, are got to be models or something. This was always cool. I get right nostalgic flashbacks when I watch this. Did anyone ever play the Phantom Menace PlayStation 1 game? They had their own version of this, their own cutscene. I mean, this was so cool. Look at all this. And listen, whether you like the prequels or even the sequels, there's one there's one unifying beloved thing about it, and it's John Williams' score. It's just awesome. So that's a yellow droid. Um, that's a yellow droid. So that's a commander, I believe. Either way, that's the one in charge. That's I guess that's programmed with more responsibilities or with better IQ. Qui-Gon is my favorite Jedi. He's not even necessarily my favorite character, but he's just my favorite Jedi. He's everything the Council should have been, and Liam Neeson is just like, I'm so glad he's finally back in Kenobi. And here he is, Darth Jar Jar. Jar Jar was meant to be a villain, you know. Uh, Even the actors more or less confirmed it. But his reception was so negative that George Lucas sort of scrapped the idea, and then made him like an unintentional villain with the in Episode 2. Here we go. Qui-Gon's activating his lightsaber. Let's see. It's 3:31 a.m. in your place. What is your name? How would I pronounce your name in English, my friend? Because I want to say welcome. And are you still watching the film, even though it's mega early, or are you just dropping in? So the hologram just comes out of the ship instead of a projector. Yeah. See, Crimson Mall is a fellow fan editor like me, so we always look for things we personally would tweak. You know. Now, with the greatest respect to George Lucas, the problem with using CGI is given enough time, it looks dated. And I gotta say, Georgia looks dated to me, you know? Too, like, I don't know, too clean. There's not, like, any sweat on him or anything, you know? I'd love to visit Naboo. People always say, what Star Wars planet would you like to visit? And I'd like to visit Naboo. I know Naboo was shot in Italy, but just everything's beautiful about it, including the forestry. Um, Aegis, is that how I pronounce your name? Aegis? Are you saying it is too late, or are you saying have you missed it? Because you haven't missed it. We're currently watching it. Where the guys are swimming underwater now to Otto Gunga. This is just such a cool shot. In fact, this is one of the shots they used in the Phantom Menace trailer when you hear Duel of the Fates. I mean, oh, it's just so cool. I'm going to at some point I'm going to do a fan edit of the Phantom Menace. I'm going to cut a lot of things, but this is going to be repurposed for later in the film when Jar Jar goes down to look for his people. But it's just so cool. The next watch party I'm going to do it every Friday. So next Friday we're going to watch Attack of the Clones. Mustafar's your favorite planet? Yeah, try living on it. I guarantee you develop like smoker's cough or something. Yeah, Aegis, if you want to catch up with us, they're currently in Otogunga. Hello there, Misa back. Not again, Jaja. You are going to the buses. You are in big doo-doo this time. To be honest, the 4K transfers on Disney Plus of the prequel trilogies are pretty blurry fuzzy, especially for the CGI stuff. So Crimson, does owning a physical 4K disc, is it a lot better than Disney Plus? Because you own that, right? Boss Nass, the big frog. Boss Nass is voiced by what's he called? Oh, I forget his name. Boss Nass is voiced by a British actor who has climbed like Everest a load of times, and he was in Blackadder. He played Blackadder's like King Edward or King Richard or something. No, King Edward in Blackadder the First. I forget his name. What's he called? I'm gonna have to Google him. Boss Nass actor. Oh, Brian Blessed. It's Brian Blessed who voices him. Great actor. I'm surprised Brian Blessed wasn't in Harry Potter. The planet core. Now go. Qui-Gon, man, he is such a diplomat. He always tries to find the good in every situation, and he believes everything has purpose and a destiny. See, look, he could just leave Jar Jar and prioritize his mission, but if he can help him, he will. And Obi-Wan is imperfect here. And that's the point. He's not the noble, wise man he grows up to be in the original trilogy. You know what I mean? Like Alec Guinness would have helped Jar Jar, but Ewan McGregor at this stage of his life wouldn't, because he's very closed-minded and kind of indoctrinated in I can't even pronounce it. He's kind of he's got that Jedi Council mentality, and this is what separates him from Qui-Gon. Qui-Gon believes everything contributes and feeds off each other. Everything's part of the living force, and you should have a symbiotic relationship with each other. And the reason I say this is that this isn't just like a guess. I saw an interview, I think, on the Blu-ray or DVD commentary of Liam Neeson talking about his character, and he says like how his character loves everything, including like how like the plants feed the insects that feed the bigger fish that feed, it all leads the wheels turn. And I love Qui-Gon's mentality, but numerous times in this film, Obi-Wan is such a dick. I'm sorry, but he he's rude about Jar Jar. He says, "What's this?" Not "Who are you?" Um, he also refers to Anakin as a pathetic life form. Like he's a human. He's a person. What are you talking about? And Obi-Wan gets humbled in the original trilogy by the Clone Wars, and especially by the events of Revenge of the Sith, that I think he becomes a better person for it, ironically. Oh, oh yeah, that's nice. So yeah, I don't want to put. Yeah, so we are 18 minutes 30 in at the moment. This is a cool. Yeah, there's always a big fish. That's a cool creature. That's cool. That's a cool set. The half-eaten donut. I love um, I love Sidious's theme here because it's just a younger, quicker version of the Emperor's theme. The Emperor's one is more like, but this is just like a more youthful, vibrant thing. Those are interesting creatures. The air droids. I believe they're like medic droids. They you know what I mean? They just sort of pick up scraps. Sorry guys, let me read these comments. King 5 942 says, am I missing your first comment? And we will talk about the Clone Wars micro series canon edit, that one scene in Obi-Wan Kenobi, and more next Friday. Because these both are relevant to Attack of the Clones. Yeah, so we'll talk about Clone Wars stuff next Friday, my friend. Yes. That creature is terrifying. Now listen, for those of you that want to, there's a theory that Jar Jar is supposed to be like a Sith Lord. And look at this now. He faints. This is part of the theory that's on YouTube. Jar Jar faints, and this creature, coincidentally, happens to come to the cave. And the theory is that Jar Jar's possessing him. Because look, and look at those glowing yellow eyes, like Jar Jar. And then look, now he wakes up. This could have worked. It would have been like the guy from Game of Thrones who could possess ravens and stuff. The reason why this idea of him being a secret villain fell flat was because he was too silly. You know what I mean? Yes. What's his Aegis is correct. The victory music you hear on the video at the end is actually the Emperor's theme, which it took me years to realise, and it messed me up. I was like, wow, but it's cool. John Williams is a master. Their lip movement is done by robotic things. It's not just like a person in a mask. It's like done with animatronics. It's really good. Space ducks. I mean, the palace is beautiful. I think, I mean, this with the greatest respect, I think a lot of people got bored with this film when it first came out. Basically, it panned. Everyone said it wasn't as good. And the reason why is because it's just so slow going. There's no, there's no like need for escape or anything. It's just exposition after exposition. People want to see actions, explosions, gunshots, and people weren't ready for a diplomatic take on the Phantom Menace. All this is beautiful though. Look how the architecture is just amazing. Whether it's digital CGI, yeah, I mean it's probably all a combination of digital and matte paintings. The red droids are security droids, so they're usually like droids that would accompany you as your personal detail. I like the droids. I prefer them to the Empire. I wish I could have my own personal battle droids. Slice, slice, spin, spin. The Queen's first appearance, by the way, when she's wearing that big, like, when she goes, "I will not condone a course of action that will lead us to war." Her hairstyle is based on, I believe, an old Japanese empress. So there's a lot of research went into this. King 4942 says Queen Amidala has wore 9 dresses throughout the movie. 9. He's not kidding. He counted them. Uh, so yeah, she wears 9 in this film, which kind of makes sense. She is royalty, but yeah, Lego Star Wars, she just wears the one primarily. I've still not played Lego Star Wars, but there you go. That man is called Soy Bibble. I'm not making that up. Look at this little foreshadowing. See that? So the Queen there is actually played by Natalie Portman, who's actually playing the Queen's bodyguard. So that is not Queen Amidala in a black dress. But the handmaiden she just spoke to is Queen Amidala, which is Natalie Portman. And what she just did then was asked permission. Now, this is my big pet peeve of the film. Listen to this music. Listen to the music. Like, the music was building up like Obi-Wan was about to do something. And then it stops to have a conversation. Why the deflection? I prefer the original battle droid voices compared to the helium ones, but I suppose there's some logic to it. I guess all the droids that were reliant on droid control ships have those monotone voices, but the helium voices come from the upgraded independent thinkers that the CIS produced. And keep out of trouble. Hello, boyos. No, hang on, not yet. I said that too early, so don't be freaked out if I said that prematurely. Now, this guy saying "There's the blockade," uh, he um he says the line "There's not enough power to get us to Coruscant. The hyperdrive is leaking." And when he says that line in the behind the scenes thing, it's really funny. He could not say that line with enthusiasm or urgency, so they had to really mess with it in editing to to make him sound more appropriate to the situation. Like who knows? Maybe all the dialogue he says here has been heavily modified. Powers back. So I wonder how much of his voice was tweaked. But look, this coming up now. When he talks about the fuel, I listen to this. That line was it wasn't redubbed. It was really heavily somehow modified. See, in my fan edit, the film would start with them leaving Naboo and talking about Tatooine. You know why? Because it just perfectly mirrors A New Hope. And not to say it doesn't mirror A New Hope already. I mean, storyline wise, it does, but it's just from film like in my fan edit, it's like they both instantly end up above Tatooine. Oh, that's next door's dog, I believe. Crimson Mole says, if you think about it, this is the only movie that isn't set in a period of war. I mean, there is a war at the end, but there isn't a war going on in the galaxy right now. Indeed, Crimson, this is literally like a lot of there's a lot of people always ask what's the best order to watch Star Wars in? Theatrical release versus chronological order. Um, and there's an order to watching Star Wars that some fans have come up with called the Machete Order, and what that does is it savagely actually removes the Phantom Menace. It's like guys, you don't have to watch this. You can start with episode two, and they've got a point. You could start with episode two, and it makes a lot of sense. But then again, I suppose you could watch it. You could watch episode three, and it makes sense. But still, yeah, some people do not want to see Anakin as a 9 year old, and they don't want to see how Palpatine gets into office. And you know what I mean? Like some people aren't interested in that, and that's fine. Um, but yeah, LeBron, Vic the Wise says LeBron James. Sure, why not, man? Now this is more evidence that you could start the film here. Look, because Jar Jar reintroduces himself to us, the audience, again. See, like we don't have to see Qui Gon saving him because he explains how he's ended up with the gang. And I think if you start the film here with Jar Jar, we've already cut out a lot of Jar Jar, and I think if we time travel back to 1999 and showed my version, I could imagine maybe people were tolerating more, but man, he didn't deserve to get bullied. Ahmed Best, sorry, say his name. Disney hopes they can make the book Master and Apprentice into a movie. I don't know how they could, my friend. They'd have to significantly de-age Obi-Wan and Liam Neeson, you know? Maybe they should do it in the Clone Wars style, like they're doing with Tales of the Jedi. That would be cool. Hell, maybe there's an episode of it in Tales of the Jedi. Tatooine, man. Apparently, I don't know if this is true. When Qui-Gon's behind Qui-Gon in a minute, you can see E.T. on a bike. But I don't know if this is just like BS. I can't see it. I think it's this now after this bit. Watch now. Look at this guy behind him. There. E.T. on a bike, apparently. Could be wrong, though. In fact, it's probably just an urban myth. I keep forgetting Padme's 14 in this because she speaks so grown up. I always considered her like an adult amongst other adults. Someone called oh, who's that guy from To Catch a Predator? Look at this. George's ready. He's just stepped in poo. Now listen to this laugh. Now I have a theory of who makes that laugh. I think the person who laughed at Jar Jar stepping in poo, or just who happened to laugh, I think that's Warwick Davis's character. You know why? Because you hear that same laugh in Solo: A Star Wars Story, and later on you see Warwick Davis reprise his role. Noia, good day to you. What do you want? Ah, yes, Nubian. We have lots of that. A lot of people thought he was a racist caricature of a Jew. And considering, I mean, I'm not being funny. Listen to his accent. Look at his nose. And in the next film, he's wearing a hat. It's just like, hmm. That protocol droid there could have been like a C-3PO cameo. Now, I mean, no disrespect to Jake Lloyd here, because this kid he's just spent his life's been ruined by Star Wars. He's been bullied. He no longer likes to do in front of the camera work. Apparently he has schizophrenia now. I'm not even joking. He has schizophrenia. It's so sad. And Jake Lloyd, if on a 1 in a million shot you're watching this, man, I'd love to buy you a beer and talk to you about anything other than Star Wars. Um, but anyway, look, I think personally, and Jake Lloyd does a great job in this role. I don't watch his performance here and go, bad job. You know what I mean? Like, obviously he's what George wanted. And we're supposed to see Anakin as like, Anakin wasn't always Vader. He was an innocent, kind-hearted, sweet person. And that's what Jake portrays quite well. He's a kid. But in the what do you call it? In the Finding Anakin documentary, there were three runners up. No, there were three finalist children to play Anakin, and there was one called Devrin something. I think it was Devrin. I can't remember his name. Maybe I'm wrong. But there was a blonde kid who basically should have, in my opinion, should have got the role. He looked like Mark Hamill. That was what was so scary. He looked like Mark Hamill. He was slightly older, and out of all their takes, he was the only one that sort of got a natural reaction from Natalie Portman. So I'll never understand why he never got it. If I had a time machine, I would, I don't know. King 5942 is asking, what is your favorite disc menu of the Star Wars saga, the DVD or Blu-ray? That's tough. There are so many different DVD menus. The DVDs used to have these really cool thing where it would show you like a shot from the film, like landscape, and then it would play like clips from the film. But the Blu-rays will, I don't know, probably the Blu-rays. I think the Blu-rays, but I don't know. Yeah, they're all really fascinating. I might upload all the, you know what, that gives me an idea. I might upload all the Blu-rays as like a compilation on my channel. Clean the racks, then you could go home. Yippee! In my fun edit of this, I would also lower Anakin's voice, make him a bit older. But again, I'm not saying I'm not even saying that's a better change. But I'm a fan editor, you know. So for better or worse, if I'm going to do my version of a thing, I'm going to change it. I'll tell you what, when we get to Jabba, his CGI is so much better here than it is in A New Hope. And I'm surprised that Lucas didn't just start from scratch, because he had unlimited cash. He could have easily updated it. Jar Jar just spat out this thing. There you go. And there's Sebulba. And then Sebulba's jumping off the table, and he's starting a fight. Oh, Misa. Watch Jar Jar's hands with Sebulba's face. Oh no, maybe we've missed it. I think we missed it. He apparently he waves his hand in front of Sebulba's face, and it's like a Jedi mind trick. The whole Darth Jar Jar theory. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right, Age. George, you know, Jake Lloyd did all he could. Yeah, and look, Quinlan Voss is one of the Jedi here. I have absolutely no idea why he didn't help Qui-Gon. There's Quinlan Voss on the right. Or maybe not that one, but he is amongst them. You know what would have been cool if Qui-Gon's lightsaber hilt was Alec Guinness's, and Obi-Wan just sort of keeps it to honor his master. That would have been like a nice touch. You better get home quick. There's a deleted scene where he hugs her goodbye. Bless her. He says goodbye to people. I'll take you to my place. Can you imagine them like? Can you imagine they just show up and the mum's like, who the hell are these people? Get them out of here. And they're like, well, your son said we could stay, and it's like, so this is like the equivalent of the Hobbit hole in the Star Wars universe. Now a lot of fans get confused by it. Oh look, there's Maz Kanata there on the shelf. I mean, that's not really her, but or is it? Insert X-Files music here. You want to see the original cut of this film? There is a version. You just got to trim the pod racing scenes and swap out Yoda for Puppet Yoda. A lot of people think Anakin created C-3PO, but that's only half true. Anakin is not C-3PO's creator. The actual long, drawn-out, boring thing is that, and it's not really explained very well in the prequels, I must say, but Anakin found C-3PO and repaired him. He didn't build him from scratch. He's not his father. You know, if I found a Samsung phone on the street and I fixed it, I didn't create it from scratch, did I? I just repaired it, and that's what Anakin's done here. Anakin found a protocol droid and repaired him. So before anyone asks why did Anakin program him to not be able to speak Sith, why did Anakin program him to speak 6 million languages? I don't think he did. I think Anakin had a version of C-3PO, and that version has evolved over time. Jar Jar helping Shmi wash the dishes. What if what if Star Wars had a John Wick style movie? That's a good question. That would be cool. I wonder who it could be though. See, that's what Boba Fett should have been. Now, what's interesting about this is actually the balcony of Palpatine's office, which you'll later see, which is a nice little nod. One change I want to do to this clip is when you see Palpatine, he's blurry, and you see Darth Maul's face, but then it shifts focus, and Palpatine's face is no longer blurry, but nothing changes in Darth Maul's, which, you know what I mean? Like, there should be a swap of perspective. I don't know. How rude. This really makes me hungry. I want to eat something. Classic Jojo. Somebody's done a really funny edit to the Phantom Menace where Anakin isn't so much having a conversation with these guys. He just interrupts every time they're trying to talk. And then Qui-Gon tries to flee the planet and Anakin's chasing him going, Qui-Gon, sir, wait. And he's like, Anakin, fuck off. This is a cool bit of dialogue. And again, John Williams' score here is awesome. Crimson, is there a 4 hour cut of the Phantom Menace? I would love to see it. You know, for collection purposes. I like how Qui-Gon's very honest with his answer. You know, like he has to be. He can't give him a false hope. There was a fan there was a fan theory that Ray that Ray Skywalker grows up to become Shmi and somehow travels back in time, and that I don't know. That would have been interesting, but no, that was never going to happen. They got Anakin's Shmi here. They got Anakin's mum to reprise her role for the Clone Wars when he's visited by her on Mortis, although it turns out to be a deception by the son. Devon says he's just watching the 81 edit of Obi-Wan and Vader's fight on the Death Star, and the lightsaber blades look awesome. Looks like the prequel versions. Yeah, it's very consistent. I like it. I even wish that I even wish that 81 did a version where it's still the thin sticks, the thin lightsabers, but he sort of cut up the scenes and made it quicker. I'll have to ask him if I can get a version of that. Uh, A- Agil, is it Agil? I want to pronounce your name right. Aegis, sorry. Is it Aegis or Aegis? A or B? A, Aegis, or B, Aegis? But anyway, my friend, Aegis says, What's my favorite theme? His is Qui-Gon's. Qui-Gon does have a unique theme, and I'm surprised we didn't hear it at the end of Kenobi. Watch Qui-Gon, Jar Jar's lips here. Watch Jar Jar's lips when Padme talks. He is manipulating her. He is making her talk. Too long time to fix. So Boba flashed me with his Vince. I actually saved the pod. Mostly. That you did, The boy's good, no doubts there. It's funny that Watto doesn't know Anakin's built a pod. I suppose he doesn't check on him in his spare time. There are a couple plot holes with this film, you know. Even though they're obviously explained in books or DVD commentary, but for the casual cinema goer, here are the couple of plot holes that this film presents, and it all takes place on Tatooine. First of all, Anakin mentions that he's got an explosive in him, and if he tries to flee, he'll blow up. We never see Watto deactivate this, which sucks because it's like, you know what I mean? We just have to assume he did. But it would have been nice to see Watto flick a switch and, and it's done. Listen to this. Stuck here a very long time. What a foreshadowing. What a foreshadowing to Obi-Wan's life after Revenge of the Sith. He is stuck on Tatooine for a very long time. Yeah, Crimson Mold's got a point. When Watto first takes Qui-Gon to the back of his shop, you see the pod from 2001: A Space Odyssey. I was just watching that the other day. It's such a great film. That I recommend that film. It's so good. It's done by Stanley Kubrick, great director. Uh, the Force is unusually strong with him. That much is clear. Watto was his father. Watto was his father. He banged Shmi, and that's why he's called Skywalker, because Watto literally walks on the sky with his wings. If I ever do an abridged version of this, I'm going to give Anakin Watto's nose to make him like a horrible hybrid. Listen to this sound effect. That sound effect has been in countless films, TV shows, you name it. And like it's almost like the Wilhelm scream of children's laughter, and you hear it again when they leave. I don't know if that's Warwick Davis or someone else. It's that same laugh, that same exact laugh that they've added. Yeah, I keep forgetting your name. Aegis. Right, I'll just remember it's Aegis, as in I take ages to reply. I would love to be a director. Was the Wilhelm scream in the Kenobi series? Good question. I don't think it was. I didn't notice it anywhere. Good question, Crimson. Jar Jar wasn't bad. Now, one thing I like about 3PO here is, this is a different look for him. Kitso or Kitsup, whatever he's called. Uh, he is now back in a Darth Vader comic. He meets Vader years later, and he's on Vader's side. I don't think he knows who Vader was. I haven't read the comic. I could be mistaken. But I'll call you AG. Is that wait? So am I calling you AG or Ag? Oh, Kitster. That's it. This is cool. Now this is pod racing. I should add an explosion here, which explains why Shmi looks like devastated. Like it's working, and and it explains why Anakin has a cut. Could be pod racing related, shrapnel. Qui-Gon was the father Anakin could have had, which makes his death way more tragic. Anakin makes a line here about he wants to be the first person to visit all of them, and the bittersweet thing is he ends up doing that as Vader more or less. Metachlorians. I think Lucas could have. Lucas has even admitted he's. I'll listen to this. Oh man, like Darth Maul's spaceship, the Sith infiltrator, just has the coolest noise. Now here's another plot hole. This is the second plot I'm talking about. It's never explained how Maul tracks him down because they do not send a distress signal and they don't answer Soy Bibble's message. So it's like, how does he track him down? Plot hole. Like, there's no link. And there we have Ray Park in Tunisia as Maul. The probe droids were another nice touch. I like the probe droids. Yeah, so Anakin said he wants to visit all the things he does as Vader, as in he's Vader and invader, or Vader as in German for father, Vasa Vader. Anyway, Devon says he really hated the comic where it was pointed to Sidious being Anakin's father, but thank God it was clear that he didn't. Plagueis created Anakin, well, by accident. Yeah, Plagueis tried to basically Plagueis and Sidious's manipulation of midichlorians kind of upset the balance of the Force. So as retribution, the Force spat out Anakin as like to balance itself. Twi'leks, man, the prostitutes of the Star Wars universe. No pod is worth two slaves, not by long shot. There's actually a more dragged out version of the scene. I can't remember what they say, but they say more stuff. But it wasn't needed, and that's why it was cut down. Blue, it's the boy. That chance cube is a way to die. By the way, like Watto was planning on cheating, but Qui-Gon counter cheats, and he just can't believe it's happened. Oh, speaking of being cheated and scammed, guys, I tried to buy Star Wars tickets from somebody on Reddit, and after a lot of back and forth, I took a leap of faith and sent him money, and yeah, it was a scam. He just stopped replying. What a bastard, man. Yeah, so Star Wars Celebration 2023. What I did was I realized that there was like I had to take a chance. The original agreement was I was going to pay him half and get one of the tickets. And once he saw things were above board, or once we both saw things were above board, I would have paid for the second half. But once I sent the first half, he pointed out that he can only send me the one email. So I was like, right, okay. And then I sent him the second payment, and then he didn't reply till the next day, and he said, "Oh, it's your second payment isn't coming for 21 days, so I'll send them then." And I was like, I chased up PayPal, and they were like, "No, they should have that by now." And then he goes, "Hey, listen, this isn't your fault, but this isn't your fault, but my friend thinks that haven't charged you enough for the tickets, so it's not your fault, but I'm going to need more money." And I said, I was just like, how fucking dare you? I sent you everything, and now you're demanding more money. And I just got really pissed off, and I said, "You are a fucking con artist. Just give me back my money." And he said he was going to refund me, and but PayPal thankfully sorted it. And not only have they sorted it, they're looking into them. So I hope in a few days I should touch wood get my money back, and I hope they get in trouble. Pieces of shit. So if anyone has any tickets to Star Wars Celebration they want to sell me, I'd be more. I'd I think there's a way around it. I think there's a way around it. Yeah. So Crimson's pointed out, and this is again the practical sets. When the camera first pans on the audience here, they're actually coloured cotton buds. And it works, man. It's really good. So that opening shot when we see the arena, it's they're all cotton buds, and it's ingenious. Now these shots, like with the pit droids, everything else, these were later added, but were not in the theatrical cut. I'm surprised. Yeah, I'm surprised 3PO can keep up. Somebody on Reddit put a really funny post or something, or Tumblr going like, "Does anyone else found like this droid that's farted?" Someone goes, "Does anyone else find this strangely hot? This alien cow thing just farting." Mm. Yeah, I want to take Crimson Mall to to Star Wars Celebration, and anyone else who wants to combine. But yeah, yeah, Crimson, Crimson, we gotta get them tickets. You got that bad photo. There you go. That's a little bookmark for you. We are uh 47 seconds. No, sorry, not seconds. Hang on. I'll let. I'll give you a 10-second countdown before we get to 58 minutes. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 57, 58, 57, 59, 58 minutes in. Jabba the Hutt. It's kind of funny that Jabba can oversee the pod race because he's a crime lord, right? He's not part of the council, but like the town council. And there's Jabba's wife, I take it, or daughter. But the CGI here looks tons better than it does in A New Hope. I've nearly done a change to A New Hope, which that you guys are gonna like, and I hope you like it. AG. There usually isn't any Star Wars activities in the UK. Like the last time there was in 2014. So there's very few. It happens very rarely. But you know what, Crimson? Even if we don't, even if we don't make it to next year, maybe you and I should just go to, wherever it is in another country. We'll make a vacation of it, man. We'll do it. We'll do it. Yeah, so I don't think Sidious is Anakin's father. And this was addressed by the writing staff. See, this is an extended scene with the pod race here. This is in the theatrical. This is an extended. This is in the theatrical. This is in the theatrical. This is in the theatrical. I think it's all in the theatrical now. The sound effects teams are just awesome. Yeah, Sidious is uh, not Anakin's father. Anakin Skywalker says, hello there. Anakin, if you've just joined us, we're watching The Phantom Menace and we're an hour into it we're an hour into the film. If you want to join us, we're watching The Phantom Menace. Yeah, Devon asks, what happened to Jabba's son from the Clone Wars movie? I'm baffled. He should have been in the Book of Boba Fett, in my opinion. Like, he could have been one of those huts that try to take Tatooine. I might do a fan do that. I need your help, Crimson, for that. Here we go. Anakin's catching up. Later, Slimo! The sound effects are just epic. Ah, Juba. Darth Maul's finger. It's funny. Darth Maul's hands are his feet, and his feet are his hands. You know, so he walks on his hands. It's a weird one, right? But his feet. So technically, his hand fingers are like toes, but they actually remind me of. Do you remember Mewtwo from Pokemon? Yeah, Crimson. I'm not even joking. I contemplated saying it to the scammers. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If it's money you're after, I don't have any. But what I do have is a particular set of skills. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. Yeah. Fuck those guys. They're pieces of shit. Once I get my money back, I'm going to publicly out them on Reddit. The reason why I trusted him on Reddit is because the account on Reddit had been on there for at least a year. So I don't know. Look at this now. This is a weird continuity error in the Star Wars timeline. Because the Tuskens do pretty good shots, but Obi-Wan says these blast points too too accurate for sand people. And it's like they're pretty accurate in this film. Unless Anakin wipe out these accurate ones, I don't know. We're on lap 2. I love the pit droids, man. Whoa! Oh no! That little chicken thing screams like a human. I'll never understand how Anakin catches up. Look how far behind he is. I'll have to watch that, Devon. Movie 1 Mewtwo actually meets movie 16 Mewtwo. I'll check it out, buddy. You have to send me a link on Discord. This is from the extended scene. This was never in the theatrical. All this stuff going on, like we never see it. We never see it in the theatrical release. I don't think it's necessarily needed. I think I don't know. I think this is extended. Yeah, this is all extended, but it's cool. This is, I think, hang on, now we're back in the theatrical. Now, you know what's cool about this canyon, guys? This is Beggar's Canyon, which Luke Skywalker in his teenage years will fly through. And this explains why he adapts well to the Death Star trench run, because it's just like Beggar's Canyon. exploded. And this is added now, just to add tension, I guess. Now, this is a lost opportunity to me. Look what Anakin does. To get this missing part back, look what he does here. He uses like a metal rod. But wouldn't it have been cool if Anakin just shows everyone, including Qui-Gon, that he's somewhat aware of his Force abilities, and he reaches out with the Force and he pulls it towards him with his hand. So in my edit, that's what he'll do. Devon, my boy, I'm probably gonna go after this movie. Besides, I don't really use it, my friend. I know we had a really cool one-to-one chat, but I don't really do Discord calls. It's nothing to do with you, my friend. I'm quite introverted that way. I can talk in live streams, but I don't know. I'm quite weird. I try not to do it if I can help it. So I just had like an unusual confidence last week when I spoke to my friend. So I don't do one-to-one chats because I've had a few other people ask me. Like the other week, Crimson Moore wanted to speak to me, but I don't do phone calls on Discord usually. You know, like I don't really speak to anyone. But I appreciate it, my friend. It's nothing on you. I mean, when I briefly spoke to you, I had a really good time, man. This is a cool shot. So this pod racer is actually flying. In the Force Awakens trailer, you see Anakin's pod racer flag hanging up, but that didn't make the final cut. In the final cut, there was a lot more flags, and you don't see Anakin's, which was really it was a shame. Now we got Sebulba catching up to Anakin. I'm going to tell us where we're at now. We're currently at 107. Let's see. Sebulba takes the lead. See, the whole Anakin spinning out of control thing earlier, personally, I don't think it's needed. Because this is where the stakes are high for him. Now, I'll tell you what's interesting. I didn't know this when I first watched it, but the reason Anakin's pod racer malfunctions is it's the same part that Sebulba snaps right before the race. So that part that Sebulba snaps and goes, whoops. He's the reason Anakin's thing is glitched or broken or whatever. This is so cool. I mean, it's like Anakin sounds like he's going quicker, but yet I feel like when he overtakes Sebulba, we don't hear Sebulba speed up to match it, but for some reasons Anakin. See, watch. Anakin catches up and then he sort of stops. Oh no, maybe Sebulba does res. Now, even though this doesn't look like a parallel, it is. In a Star Wars documentary I saw, or maybe even George Lucas was behind it. When look at these two pod racers connected, this mirrors Luke and the Stormtrooper on Endor when their speeders are connected. So it's a visual parallel, even though the ships aren't similar. You know, I gotta give Star Wars credit. It knows when to cut music. Like it just makes these ships sound way more powerful. And then we're back in. He won. He won. Crowd is nuts. Ooh ah ooh ah ooh ah. Anakin's got. Hey, that's scary. It almost looks like Anakin's got his Darth Vader mask on. That is haunting. Ah, Warwick Davis, you are a national treasure. Warwick Davis has seen my costume. Um I was at the Star Wars Celebration Europe in 2014, and he made a comment on it on the when I was up on the big screen. That was before I did a big impression of Star Wars characters, but I never got to say hi to him. How has Anakin brought hope to people? What he brought hope to pod race gamblers? What? Anakin isn't a new hope. Now I think there's been a change made to the pod racer to the probe droid here. If I'm not mistaken, they've taken out the sound effect. Listen carefully. I could be wrong. Let's listen. Have him. It wasn't a fair bet. Oh no, they kept it. Beg your pardon. There's a Qui-Gon's theme. Another pathetic life form. Why does Obi-Wan object so much? Why does everyone object so much to taking on, saving civilians? That's what Jedi is supposed to do. Like, I don't see the downside of it, other than he thinks it may impact his. Yes. Um. Uh. And even if you see it, it's a hard life. When the Phantom Menace came out, there was when the Phantom Menace came out, there were these short little TV spots called tone poems, and they were interesting things. It was like a character was reading a poem to the audience, and Qui-Gon just said then, like, being a Jedi, it's a hard life, and Qui-Gon, Liam Neeson reads a tone poem called "It'll Be a Hard Life." No, it's called One Destiny or something, and it goes, "It'll be a hard life, one without reward or without something else." No, no, no. I don't know, something like that. And he goes, "A path will be placed before you. The choice is yours alone. Do what you think you cannot do. It'll be a hard life, but you will find out who you are." And I did a sort of 20th anniversary edit of that trailer, and I made it about Luke, about Anakin, and I took a risk and made it about Rey, because even though we still didn't know who Rey was, I thought her story had a lot in common with Luke and Anakin. And boy, oh boy, did I look out. Because not long after, um, it turned out that Rey became an honorary Skywalker. Uh, Qui-Gon's a caring guy. Hello, Master Anakin. So yeah, I'm so hungry, guys, but I can't leave the screen. Bye. Oh my. Ah, this is sad. He's a child. At the end of the day, like a lot of people say, why didn't Anakin? Oh, bless you, AG. Listen, my friend, you have been an absolute trooper. Um, you've been an absolute trooper, staying awake. Um, I don't know what to tell you, man. I can't force you to stay awake. Have a coffee, man. Have a cup of tea, man. I promise. Um, Devon says that, man, I wish we got to see Plagueis in the Phantom Menace, and the stop motion by Cake Stop Motion did an amazing job with Sidious and Plagueis. Yeah, so there's a guy on YouTube called Cake Stop Motion, and he did this really cool thing. He got some action figures of Darth Maul, Qui-Gon Jinn, Obi-Wan, Darth Sidious, and Darth Plagueis. And what he did was he made like an animated episode in a way of it's like whilst Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan battle Darth Maul, it cuts to Darth Plagueis killing Sidious killing Darth Plagueis in a duel, and it's just so epic. Check it out on YouTube. Cake Stop Motion. It's worth a watch. I've done an edit to this where I dubbed Ray Park with Sam Witwer's voice. But personally, I think Peter Serafinowicz should have dubbed him in Solo: A Star Wars Story. This is cool. Qui-Gon is just like, I just love Qui-Gon so much. I want to see more of him. Liam Neeson is just like one of the best additions Star Wars has ever made. And so is Darth Maul for that matter. They're both like just amazing characters that get killed off in episode 1. More or less. Did you know Qui-Gon had 2 other apprentices before Obi-Wan? His second's name was Xanatos. Yeah, I mean, mind you, this is a Legends thing. I don't know if it's canon, but yeah, I need to read that book. In a deleted scene, Darth Maul actually jumps on the ship, but Qui-Gon kicks him off. I like Obi-Wan and Anakin's relationship here. Like, Anakin asks the questions Obi-Wan doesn't have to. So Anakin's more worried and Obi-Wan's more professional about it. Because he knows that Qui-Gon's a skilled Jedi. Meet Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're Jedi too? Please. So cheesy, but this is like the moment that changes their lives. Naboo's just beautiful, man. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And there's Newt Gunray on the Mechno chair. Guys, if you're just joining us, we're watching episode 1, The Phantom Menace, and we are 1 hour 18 minutes and 30 seconds in, more or less. I think in canon Qui-Gon only have one apprentice. I guess that must be Obi-Wan then. Or do you mean one other than Obi-Wan? There's Jar Jar Binks, the mass manipulator. I've uploaded a clip of both of those scenes that Soy Bibu says that message, because guess what? The message actually differs. I think they use 2 different takes for it. And it's interesting because the 2 ways he says it give different context in a way. Like this one sounds more tragic, but yeah, I don't know, it's a continuity error. This is a nice scene. You know, like Cinema Sins made like a crude comment that this is creepy because in the next film they get together. But two things you have to remember: A, she's only like 4 years, 4 or 5 years older than him, and B, yeah, it's a there's nothing sexual about this. He might harbor feelings for like an innocent schoolboy crush, but you know, like they do have like a bond. I wish we could have seen them bond more on Tatooine before here. It's interesting because you know what? I've never seen the Disney Plus version of this, but Coruscant just looks outstanding. It's funny, like they had to go backwards. Um, they had to go backwards when casting. So like, and you know, they used Mark Hamill. Well, basically, yeah, and Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher. Oh, there he is. You know, Senator Palpatine. Oh man, I've had the pleasure of seeing Ian McDiarmid live in Manchester, where I'm at university. He did this one man play called The Lemon Table, and he was superb. And I gave him a standing ovation, and it wasn't even a booked out event. And I think he saw me like the early one who gave him a standing ovation, but he probably didn't see my face because you know as I had the lights behind me. But I'd love to meet him. There's a hi mate, hi mate. Uh, yeah. So someone on my friend Adam, who's just messaged in the live stream chat. He was the one that took me to see Ian McDiarmid live. We saw him in the lemon table, and let me tell you guys, you're missing out. Oh, hang on, look at this now. Anakin turns around, and I believe that sound effect has been added, and I think this scene's extended. This was never in the theatrical. Yeah, Anakin turning around was never in the theatrical cut. I could be wrong, but I believe that's yeah. All this, including this, this used to be a deleted scene, but they've re-added. Guys, if you're just joining us, we're watching The Phantom Menace, and we're 1 hour 22 minutes in, and we're nearly at 30 seconds. We're on Coruscant, and there's this extended scene of them going to the Senate's office. Although I don't know why they added this scene in. It doesn't. I mean, it's cool for world building, but it's not. You know, it's it's just there should be different versions of the Phantom Menace, right? There should be like the director's cut and the theatrical cut. I love Palpatine's office. It's very Sith red. When I went to see Ian McDiarmid live, he swore, his character swore, and there's nothing better than hearing Supreme Chancellor Palpatine, nay, Emperor Palpatine, going, "Oh, you cunt, you cunt." And it's like, oh my God, I should have filmed him. Who is the man? Who is the man? I love the wardrobe in Star Wars. I want to have Count Dooku's pajamas in the Clone Wars. They're sick. They're like some kind of Komodo looking thing. See, look, this is manipulation at its best. Like Palpatine doesn't even blink when he's feeding Padme these lines. And Ian McDiarmid has said in an interview that when he's playing Palpatine, one way he plays him is like he's wearing contact lenses. Like all this is a mask, it's a face, and that's how he sees it, you know. And it's so superb. Oscar Rodriguez says, I am all for an extended edition. I'm sorry. Supreme Chancellor Palpatine is a nonce. Yes, probably. So is Padme, for that matter. If you don't know what a nonce is, it's a British term for paedophile. Um, anyway, Oscar says, I'm all for an extended edition with more scenes of Anakin and his mother Shmi. Um, fair enough if that's what you want. I personally think we see enough of that. I'm sold on the idea that they have a nice mother-son relationship. I'd like to see more Anakin Padme scenes if there was an extended thing, but I'd cut a lot of things short. Guys, watch The Phantom Menace on Disney Plus with us. We're currently in the Jedi Council scene. Level 1 will bring balance to the Force. You believe it's this boy? I don't presume to, but you do. Now, this is CGI Yoda, not Puppy Yoda. Oh my god, here it is. I am getting spammed by someone telling us about the best dating site ever. How do I report? Yeah, nothing but spam. Put user in timeout. There you go. So this is Natalie Portman, but I couldn't tell because she sounds like the voice of Bodyguard does. It's so confusing, but I don't know why she speaks like that when she's the Queen. Maybe that's part of the whole security thing, but it isn't just Natalie Portman putting on a deep voice. I think they in post they lowered the pitch of the voice. Oscar says he'd also make to where Gungans have their own language, but Jar Jar. Yeah, that is a really good idea. That is a fantastic idea, Oscar. When I do my Phantom Menace fan edit, I'm going to do that. And somebody's already. I'm not sure if it's the Phantom edit, but it's someone. Somebody has already swapped out Jar Jar's lines for a native alien dub. Um, but here's a fun fact, guys. Fan edits arguably began with the Phantom Menace. So, fans who have watched a movie and decided to take things into their own hands, the trend of fan edits, in theory, may have begun when the Phantom Menace came out. Because there was a guy called Joshua, I can't remember his name. His name's Joshua something. He made a edit of the Phantom Menace and he called it the Phantom Edit. And he cut a lot of things out, cut a lot of Jar Jar out, and he started to pass these VHS tapes of his copy around Hollywood, and it picked up a story. So all these fan edits now, hell, the reason that you may be subscribing to my fan edit channel is because of this guy. It's worth checking out. I have not done any. I haven't done any feature film fan edits. I've only done short scenes, but no, so yeah. At the moment, I'm doing the Clone Wars micro series. I'm doing a canon edition, but then I'm going to do the prequels. But yeah, I'll probably do the Phantom Menace, Revenge of the Sith, and Attack of the Clones. Yeah, here we go. So Padme's hair here is styled on a Japanese old empress or queen or something. Now, do you see those two Twi'leks with the senator? They used to be humans in the theatrical cut, but they changed them to Twi'leks to match his species. Look, there's ET. There's ET. Now, I'll tell you what's weird. In the theatrical cut, there used to be the audience shouting, "Vote now! Vote now! Vote now!" And that's why Masamida says, "Order!" But they took out the words "vote now," or they just dramatically muted them. Uh, Oscar, that's a fantastic idea. You've come up with something good there, my friend. Look at that, man. Look at that sky drop. I'm doing an edit to the Phantom Menace where Anakin's test here with the ship and the cup has actually changed to something else. Um, I'm having Darth Porg work on it with me once he finishes up this other edit. I don't have a problem with Yaddle per se. Like I can't wait to see her in the Tales of the Jedi animated series, but I feel like she kind of ruins the mystery of Yoda's species. Like, how is he a mystery if there's two of them? I mean, at least with Grogu, that's different. That's after Yoda's died, and it's almost like passing of the torch. You know, a Yoda species trains Luke. Now Luke trains a Yoda species. But Yaddle, it's just kind of like that. Just opens up a line of questions, and then also, are Yoda and Yaddle the parents of Grogu, or is it just a coincidence? Now this is Jar Jar manipulating Padme back when he was meant to be a villain. Don't forget, he's got Sith eyes. Apparently, one of these starships that fly past, unless we've already missed it, is from Star Trek as like a cameo. Will Peter says, "Tell me more about the nude HD adult site." No, I will not. I don't. I don't know what. Yeah, Bale. Or, yeah, that was that meant to be. I think originally that Organa was meant to be Leia's future adoptive father, but then they changed it to Bale. Devon says he found the probe droid speaking the strange language to Maul very intriguing. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, maybe Yoda and Yaddle were siblings, or maybe not. Maybe they're just like distant relatives or not related at all. She's got like a half a pink, half a white face. It's weird. Oh, it's the light. Ah, Palpatine, man. AG, what are you referring to, my friend? So Dooku appeared. So Dooku appeared is for replacing Jar Jar. What the fuck is up with the color? Mace Windu's face is purple on my screen. Does anyone else have this? Maybe my TV isn't calibrated, and I don't think it's calibrated for 4K. I'm watching on my Xbox One. Everyone's pissed off that Qui-Gon's threatening to train Anakin. We are 1 hour, 33 minutes, 50 seconds. Mace Windu's face is purple on my screen. I must have a really fucked up 4K. Somebody, I think it was JX Editor, he put Count Dooku in the end of The Phantom Menace at Qui-Gon's funeral, which I think is a nice touch, and it makes his appearance less random in Attack of the Clones. That's what they should have done. That's what I'll do when I get round to seeing the Phantom Menace. Yeah, Oscar, maybe it's Mr. Glass. You know what? This year was the first time I ever watched Unbreakable and Glass, and now it's like my favorite trilogy. Well, not my favorite trilogy, but it's one of the most ingenious trilogies I've ever seen. Because I watched Split first, and at the end when I saw Bruce Willis's character, I didn't understand who this guy was and why he was there. But by the time then I watched Unbreakable, which got me really intrigued, and then by the time I saw Glass, I just thought it was just amazing. It's such a thought out, well concised idea. Obi-Wan's a dick, man. At least in this movie. No, actually, the first two movies he is. This scene about the Medichlorians, right? I get what George is trying to tell us that, give Anakin a power level, basically. He's, he's basically saying Anakin has these cells in him. It's kind of like Dragon Ball Z. It's got like really high chi. But I think the explanation is very wooden here. Listen to this. Metachlorians are a microscopic life form that resides in all living cells. It's just too expositional. I've done a rewrite of this scene, which I hope to find. I'm going to redub it. I'm going to cut it down and redub it. In Wiki, it's written that George Lucas replaced Jar Jar in Episode 2 at the last minute with Count Dooku because of Jar Jar's. Oh, wow. I did not know that, AG. So, oh my God, that's so cool. So, oh my God, that makes a lot of sense. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should replace Dooku with Jar Jar in Attack of the Clones. Like Obi-Wan's hanging up in his... Oh yeah, it's key. When Anakin says, "Come on, R2," for some reason they took out R2's beeps and whistles. Now look, on the right, there's a building that's been added. Sorry, yeah. Why? Yeah, it's pronounced key. Okay, I've heard some... So is it not pronounced Tai Chi? It's pronounced Tai Ki? Or is that just a separate thing? The Star Wars should have won an Oscar in this film for costume. Everyone just looks fantastic. The Queen here looks like she's grounded. So they're all on the Queen's ship right now if you're just tuning in. 1 hour, 37 minutes in, 45 seconds. I can only protect you. I can't fight a war for you. That's foreshadowing. AJ says chi. Maybe there are two pronunciations, which I think's fair. Like, for instance, um, like master in Cantonese or Chinese or Chinese, Japanese, or Cantonese or something. Master, like a martial arts master, is pronounced Sifu. But technically, and it depends on regional dialect, it's also Shifu. So I believe Chi and Ki are the same. Are both possible. It possibly believes in... it possibly depends on regional dialect. But we'll see. Anyway, let's not get bogged down in pronunciation. Now, when Jar Jar is swimming down to speak to the Gungans, in my edit, that's when we'd cut to Jar Jar swimming towards the city. I'm going swimming tomorrow. The weather is gorgeous here in the UK, so I'm swimming in the sea, and I can't wait. I bought a wetsuit this summer, and I bought it so that I'd have no excuse but to do it. Secret place. Mr. Show you. Come on, Mr. Show you. Ellisfield wants me to come on COD. It's not happening. I'm still watching the Phantom Menace. I may be on after though. I am watching the Phantom Menace, my friend. And how long we got left? I've got 36 minutes left. 36 minutes, and I'll hop on COD. Less than 36 minutes, in fact, because I won't watch the credits. Off the Naboo. Now, a lot of people some people, well, not by some people, Cinema Sins, which, they're meant, yeah, I mean, fuck me. Cinema Sins are goofy as fuck sometimes, but they sinned this film um, because Boss Nass refers to uh, um, Boss Nass refers to the humans here as the Naboo. And Cinema Sins was like, well, aren't these guys the Naboo? What? But the real answer is that they consider those above their underwater thing as the Naboo, even though they're technically part of the planet. It's not that hard to figure out. So, Sifu has a different pronunciation is because the different dialect. Yeah. Okay, so just Sifu, but well, that's the thing. I'm inclined to believe AG about chi and ki, but technically I've heard and different. I've heard different dubs call it ki and chi. So we'll see. I'm not here to say one's wrong and one's right. In this scene where they're all kneeling in front of Boss Nass, R2D2 falls over. Being friends. There you go. So, you know what? Why didn't they do this in the first place? We've sent our patrols. You know what? Because the Darth Plagueis novel is Legends material, I can imagine if they ever reintroduced him to canon, they wouldn't make him a Mun or a Mun, however you pronounce it, which is the species that you see in Attack of the Clones, the Banking Clan species, So if I got to decide who Darth Plagueis would be as what alien species, because I wouldn't want him human, that'd be too boring. I wouldn't mind, say, a newly created original alien for him. That's fine. But if I had to pick an alien that already pre-exists in Star Wars, you know who I would pick to be Darth Plagueis? I would choose the Nemoidians, like Newt Gunray, the ones, the aliens here who are in charge of the Trade Federation. And the reason why is because they are so snivelly and cowardly and basically work for Sidious that I like the idea that Plagueis was one of them in charge of Sidious, because it's kind of like an ironic sort of set of circumstances that Sidious is answering to them, to one of them, but then once he overthrows his master, now they're just sniveling cowards. So I would have liked that. But yeah, if I could rewrite history, Snoke would have been Plagueis, like no problem. I would have been happy with that. Snoke was cheated, man. So was Finn, for that matter. A lot of people hated the Phantom Menace when it came out. Um, But but I loved it as a kid, and so did many children. Like it did the job well, and now the prequels are better well received than they were when it first came out. Now, I wouldn't have made Jar Jar Darth Plagueis personally, but I would have even been inclined to make Jar Jar the villain of the sequel trilogy as a sort of fuck you to those that hated him. Like, you know what I mean? It would have been a ballsy move. Can you imagine like an old Jar Jar with like his skin rotting and like Sith? It just would have been awesome. Wipe them out, all of them. And now we have the Gungans marching on. We are 1 hour, 45 minutes, and 14 seconds into the Phantom Menace. This is just such a cool shot, man. They're moving with the fog. I'll tell you what, though, the hills always reminded me of Windows 95 in a minute. Yeah, the desktop. And I always get nostalgic for Battlefront 1 because you used to play this level. The shield. It's weird. The Gungans and the creatures are pretty much like featherless birds. They're like, yeah, they're featherless birds or like alien ducks, you know? See, this reminds me of Windows 95, this hill right here. The sound effects are just fucking cool. And again, I bet a lot of these are action figures. Not action figures, but models. How the hell does no droid see them? These little flashing devices remind me of car keys. Sure, stay there. Look at this. There we go, big fight. In my Clone Wars Micro Series canon edit, in the Volume One era, the battle droids are going to be kind of brownish, like they are in Attack of the Clones, and they're going to have the monotone voices. And then when they become independent thinkers, that's when they'll be the more familiar yellow. Yeah, Oscar gives a good point. He would rather Jar Jar help the guys in the sequels, for, as payback since he fucked things up with voting Palpatine in, and that's the thing. I would personally, I actually would have had Jar Jar um, as part of the rebellion in the original trilogy. Even just being seen on Yavin 4 amongst them would have been a nice sort of touch, you know. But instead, they had him as a street performer. I hope Lucasfilm retcons this into like like as a temporary defeat until he joins the rebellion. No, AG, it won't be. I need way more Photoshop slash digital artists to work on it. I'm hoping in 2 years it'll be done, but we'll see. It won't be long. But I need more people. So if you're good at Photoshop, join the team and help me bring it to completion. But we'll see. So yeah, sorry to disappoint you. The Canon edit, it's got a long way to go because I haven't got I've got a very small team and I need more people working on it to bring it to life. This was always called just the organization of the droids. I wonder why Jedi don't use these sort of shields that the Gungans use because that'd be very handy. I suppose they don't need it because they can block blasters. It's just, this is so cool. Da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. We are 1 hour, 49 minutes, and 25 seconds. And the battle droids are just activating. Ouch time. This is so cool. All the droids have to do is shoot those big creatures holding the shield generators, and it'll be problem solved. I'm glad the Gungans got to return. Um, thanks, Ellisfield. I'm glad the Gungans got to return in the Clone Wars because it's nice to see them a bit toughened up. In fact, I'm glad Jar Jar returned in the sequel trilogy. Hopefully by next Friday when I do my second stream, you'll see my avatar moving, just to give it a bit more interactiveness. Here we go. Shandon, Hundun, Shandon, Hundun. Devon, I've got loads left, my friend. Like, I don't even know where to begin. Um, like, a lot of people are taking ages. I need to sort of chase people up, but I've got loads to work on the Micah series. Um, Loads left, my friend. It's taken me ages, sort of, just to get people to send me their edits back because they've all got their own lives as well. Now, a lot of people ask here, why did the trailer for The Phantom Menace reveal Darth Maul had two lightsabers? Why spoil that surprise? And it's the same thing with Kylo Ren's crossguard lightsaber. Why did they show that in the trailer? Why couldn't they just give the audience a surprise? But the answer is merchandising. I think um, you can't withhold like all the posters, action figures, games. That Maul has a twin bladed lightsaber. I believe that's the answer. Um, I think because of merchandising, they just had to give the game away. But also, it would get people hyped, going, "Oh my god, this looks amazing," which it did and is. Uh, so that's why, in my opinion. Um, yeah. So Devon would like to edit the ending of Phantom Menace so that just before the end credits, it's focused more on Qui-Gon's funeral than it is on the celebration. I respect what you're going for, but I personally think they should end this on a victory theme because it's the first film of a trilogy, and you don't want to start a trilogy depressed. You want to end you each trilogy should give you a New Hope's kind of vibe. Oh, I've never noticed that before. I don't know if they've added that when Darth Maul does a backflip. They've added him. They've added him making a noise. I have no idea if that's Sam Witwer or what. Here we are. Again, one of the things I'm not a big super fan of is that Anakin blows up the ship himself because it kind of cheapens what Luke achieves. Like, oh, your father did this when he was 9 and by accident. Like, I don't think Anakin blowing up the Trade Federation droid control ship make uh, I don't think him blowing up makes him more powerful than Lucas is trying to say. All the vulture droids. Yeah, it does. It does age. It does need like 3 to 4 years. Basically, it needs a long time. I need as many editors as I can. That scene we just saw of Anakin, I think that was included in the Kenobi scene as a flashback, which it's bittersweet, but it kind of makes no sense. Like, why does Kenobi have flashbacks to this? You know, you should be able to see it. Yep, I'll try spinning. That's a good trick. Oh man, this is cool. I mean, this gets my anxiety going. Look how steep they are. Like my cable would just fail if I was one of the Naboo guards. My cable would just like drop. Devon says, I think instead of yelling Kenobi when falling down the shaft of Naboo, I think it would sound better with Starkiller screaming. Yeah, it could be. That I might even do that as an edit. We'll see. We'll see, Skippy. See, I don't know if it's because I'm wearing a headset. I'm only hearing Darth Maul's grunts. I don't know if it's Sam Witwer that's been added to it or not. Could be mistaken. I don't know if Sam Witwer's been added to Darth Maul as additional grunts. I could be wrong. You know what's funny? Like the Duel of the Fates quiet only comes in halfway through. It doesn't come in at the beginning. A lot of people wonder why Kenobi didn't use his force speed here. Two plausible explanations. One, he's exhausted, but two, he doesn't want to run face first into those laser doors. Lord knows what they do. This shows the difference in mentality between Darkseid User Maul and Qui-Gon Jinn. Qui-Gon wants to focus, meditate, and you know, like he needs to focus. Whereas Maul doesn't want to calm down because he draws from his anger, so he's trying to keep himself energetic. Qui-Gon isn't afraid to close his eyes and prepare himself. And Obi-Wan, as a Padawan, is sort of in between the two. Dun 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 dun. Yep, it's all go to they'll all get slaughtered now. I don't see any dead Gungans. Dun dun. That guy should unbuckle those balls. I suppose Jar Jar does it. Ha! Blue balls. Is that a metaphor or? Poor Jar Jar, man. Fuck me. Again, he, like Anakin, is inadvertently helping. Yeah, that's another thing. Maybe he forgot he could use force speed, or maybe wants to save his energy. Could be one reason. There we go. That's funny. I might make that droid say something in the edit. So guys, we are 1 hour 58 minutes 3 seconds in. Jar Jar is screaming like a maniac, hanging on a tank. Everyone's starting to lose. I'm getting tired now. Yep, the droids have captured them. I love the Vulture droids, man. I think originally they weren't droids. They were like starships you could pilot, unless that's just in the Battlefront games. Oh, it's a good thing Anakin's protected by plot armor. Yep. So his whole ship's just crashed. Darth Maul just... I'm going to have to check after if Sam Witwer was added to the Phantom Menace. Obi-Wan should have used his force speed here, because he's obviously in a rush. And this is it. I used to dread this as a kid, because I knew it was coming. Now, what's funny is, I always pay attention to Qui-Gon's face, because he gets like, Maul's thing in his chin. And it looks like he's shaking it at his chin a few times before he hits him. But what he's actually doing is, you have to pay attention to the blades. He's actually blocking the saber with both blades. But it is nuts. Yep, those metal droids saving the B1s. We think of something. Someone did an edit about like 12 years ago of Obi-Wan doing the force speed, and he falls in the pit. And it's really well edited. It's quite funny. Make sure everyone has Zimas. Viceroy, your occupation here has ended. This one's a decoy. You know, when I was a kid, I always thought he said after her, "This one's a toy," which I kind of got the reference that she's a fake, but turns out it's a decoy. This is it now. Look how pumped Obi-Wan is when he's about to fight. Look. Obi-Wan, I believe, is slightly inadvertently tapping into the dark side. Because look, he's fighting more aggressive. Look at that, though. It's just so well choreographed. It's just so well done. I did an edit to this scene where, well, for the whole of Phantom Menace, where Darth Maul's dead by Sam Witwer, just to make him more talkative. And it's, I don't know if it's better or not, but it's nice to see him as a talkative villain. Dun, 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 dun. Yep. That clip of Anakin rocking his head left and right, going, whoa, like, oh, I would change that to something else. That's just like a goofy scene filler. Yeah, actually, I just realised Rune Haku can't be in Attack of the Clones because he blows up. Oh no! Oh no! 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 Hang on. No! 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 Scratch that. No. Somebody's down on Naboo with. Oh, there you go. More sex sites. Let's see. Just need to block a channel. Nude HD. You know. Now, a lot of people find this goofy that Obi-Wan slowly flies over him, but I think Maul is just so surprised that's why he doesn't swing. Because look, He's just shocked. And then I would add, Kenobi! And then deactivation. I kind of wish Obi-Wan kept a green lightsaber in Attack of the Clones, just because for the average moviegoer, it might be easier to like for them to understand that his lightsaber in Attack of the Clones is not the one he has in the original trilogy, or even Revenge of the Sith. He, he is the chosen one. He will bring balance. I'm gonna use that voice line just there in the Clone Wars Canon edition as a scene transition. What? And here we have one of the many phallic-shaped ships landing in Naboo. A penis ship. Willy ship. Yep. That's cool. I think there's some digital eyelids added then to the Neimoidians. So these are the blue Chancellor Guards before the red ones came in the Clone Wars. Foreshadowing. Look behind. Look by Coyote Mundi. Who's that black guy? It ain't Mace Windu. Who is that? They should have CGI'd his face. The people behind Queen Amidala are the executive producers, cameoing in The Phantom Menace. That's cool, man. Imagine being part of a galaxy far, far away. I think even in the theatrical release, Yoda was CGI in that first shot. I do not. But he looks better in CGI here. AG, you are the MVP of the chat. Well done for staying awake. Welcome aboard, my friend. I hope to see more of your comments on my videos. I never see your comments on my videos. You should comment, man. I want to see your constructive feedback. I don't know why King5942 says, I don't know why George Lucas decided not to use CGI Yoda in the first release with Phantom Menace and leave him as a puppet for spare. I guess he never anticipated on using CGI Yoda to fight, maybe, you know? Like the prequel trilogy was not concisely planned out as people might think, so maybe that's why. Someone made a really fascinating, depressing point here. Hang on. The Council grants me permission to train you. You will be a Jedi. I promise. So, Anakin, the only people separating Anakin and Palpatine is Obi-Wan and Padme, and when they're gone, it's just those two. Whether it was a random choice or not, it's just like. Now this is called foreshadowing because even as a kid, I didn't realize why they're just focusing on Palpatine, but. You got to end this note on a victory. They saved Naboo, which was the whole point of this whole film, in a sense. Now, when you hear this music, it's actually a more positive, vibrant version of Emperor Palpatine's theme, sped up. There's Anakin in his robes. That's pretty cool. Ah, ah, ah. It's the Palpatine's theme. Ah. Because we slowed it down, it's actually da, 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 da. I should edit Kit Fister into this movie. I might replace Mace Windu with Kit Fitzgerald during that shot where where it's not even Samuel L. Jackson. Because why wouldn't Kit Fitzgerald be at the funeral? And why wasn't he sat on the council? Is there a canonical reason? I don't know. Suppose the council masters would be busy doing things. He's like, want to get it on? And she's like, hells yeah. Wow. That's it. Na 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 na. Well, we did it, guys. We did it. What then? That is fantastic. No, we're not going to watch Attack of the Clones. Right. I'm going to watch the. I'm going to quickly watch. Oh yeah, and applause. But the applause isn't just for the film; it's for you guys, for staying with us and watching this whole thing. I'm going to try and make. I'm going to try and make the next week's Attack of the Clones more interactive on screen, but I'm waiting on people to get back to me. Um, fucking there's no so this version of the Phantom Menace, it's based on the 3D one, not the theatrical release or even the Blu-ray. It's because George Lucas wanted to uh yeah, I'll let you go, AG. um I was just going to say that all these movies that I think some, if not all of the movies that Lucas gave to Disney are based on the three what he planned for the 3D re-releases. So they're little tweaks. Right. Guys, I'm gonna get going. You guys have been amazing. Well done. I hope you all enjoyed. Um, Thank you, Ellis Field. Thank you, Crimson Ball. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, guys. Jared, really just seeing your comment now. You're late to the party, my friend. But I was watching it on Disney Plus. Um, next week, Attack of the Clones. The same time. I'll put something on the community post asking what time you guys would prefer in case I do it earlier. I could do it earlier if you guys want. See you, my friends. Take care.